Hello there, my friends! I'm the European Otaku, and today I welcome you to my review of Guilty Crown!
So everything that makes me whole, 今君に捧げよう I'm your world.
Guilty Crown is a 22-episode series that aired between October 2011 and March 2012. It was made by the one and only Production IG. Funny thing about this anime is that the people that watch it usually end up in one of two groups. First group is a group of people that love the show and don't care about any flaws, and they think the show is perfect, and oh my god, they love it. But the second group is a group of people that can only see the show's flaws and think it's terrible and want to burn it in its backyard. Well then, with that being said, during this review I'll try and give you my opinion on this anime and see in which group I fit in. So stick around to find out. On the Christmas of 2029, Japan suffers an outbreak of a virus called the Apocalypse virus. The events following this outbreak forces Japan to become dependent on the aid of other countries to survive. This causes it to lose its status as an independent nation, forcing it to live under the rule of a foreign military government. 10 years later, 17-year-old Oma Shu comes across by chance with a beautiful girl called Inori, who's a member of a group named the Undertakers, that fight for the purpose of restoring the self-government of Japan and expel the foreign military government. After gaining the power of the right hand of the king that allows Shu to use people's voids to fight, he ends up joining the Undertakers in their fight to restore Japan's independence from the rest of the world. Well then, in my opinion, I think Guilty Crown has a very good and interesting initial setting. However, when the plot starts walking forwards, it falls flat because of stupid plot twists that are used to make the story go forward that make no sense and are retarded and forced, and even in sometimes manage to fuck good characters, which is my main problem with this, is how they take a good setting and they start walking forward and they just fall flat on their faces because of stupid and confusing story. That's my main problem with this anime. It's the fact that its plot gets lost after a certain point in the show. It's really straightforward in the beginning, but later on it gets very confusing and convoluted, and it's a shame. It could have been a lot better. Much better. I'm gonna say this straight away. In terms of characters, Guilty Crown doesn't manage to do a really good job, with almost all of the characters being useless and not very likable, with the exception of the main characters. The first one being the protagonist, Oma Shu, which is my personal favorite, by the way, that despite starting off as a really cliche character, high school, oh my god, I'm so shy and now I'm gaining power and I'm gonna fight everyone, he suffers a very big development, and that's the best thing I like about him, is that he develops a lot throughout the whole show. And I can guarantee you that you will both love him and hate him by the end of the series. Another important character is Inori, and she's interesting, but she's very predictable. I mean, seriously, you could predict her personality, how her personality is going to develop right in the first episodes. You know how she's going to end, what she's going to do. It's very predictable. That's why I don't like her very much. Last but not least, we have Guy, the leader of the Undertakers. And it's hard to talk about this character without going into spoilers, so I'm just gonna say this. It has a good start, but it falls victim of the plot twist that the anime throws at you. So yeah, that's why I couldn't understand his background. It's really weird how they did that, and very forced the way they tied him to other characters, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Now, this is the best part about Guilty Crown. It's animation, and it's very, very good. I have absolutely no problem with it. It looks colored, good background, characters, art style, I liked it. I thought it was very well done. The action scenes, oh my god, the action scenes. The voids, especially those void things that Shu has around him, oh my god, they were so very good, very well done by Production IG. They do a good job in most of their productions. Guilty Crown, man, is no exception to that rule. Well, sound-wise, Guilty Crown has two amazing openings that I really liked. And also, the first ending is also really good. The second one is not so good, but still not bad. However, the favorite part in terms of sound of this anime is by far Inori's song that appears right at the beginning of episode 1. It's really good. It's really good. Other than that, well, I guess the background music did its job and managed to create a good atmosphere. Yeah, throughout pretty much all of the anime. In the voice acting, well, since I watch it subbed, I don't like reviewing Japanese voice actors, but, well, Yuki Kaji did a good job as Shu. That's all I'm gonna say, I think. That's not much to talk about right there. Well then, this leads us to the final score of Guilty Crown. So, let's see. Guilty Crown had everything going for it. Amazing animation, a good soundtrack, an interesting setting, but with characters that are very forgettable, aside from the protagonist, and a plot that really goes nowhere sometimes, most of the time anyway. It really pushes the final experience of this anime down. However, even with these flaws, I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know why, but I can guarantee you that I don't regret any of the time that I spent watching this anime. Especially due to its ending. That was a very satisfactory conclusion to the series. With all this in mind, I give Guilty Crown the final score of 7 out of 10. Well then, that is all from me. I want to thank you all for staying until the end of my review. Leave me your opinions in the comments and subscribe for more. I'm the European Otaku, and until my next anime review.